Welcome to Voices of Better Homecare by EDAS. My name is Sade Iaure. I'm a home care consultant and a trainer specialized in workplace development and multicultural teamwork and workplace development. In this mini-series, we explore what home care work looks like when different cultures and languages meet. Each short episode brings you real experiences from professionals and leaders working in today's diverse care environments. We'll talk about communication, collaboration, and the everyday challenges that shape modern home care, and how better understanding can strengthen teams and improve the way we care. Let's begin today's conversation. Welcome, Seikku, Seyran, Pohja.
Thank you, and thanks for having me.
Yeah. Seikku, why is Finnish proficiency so critical in home care work? What are the risks if the language skills aren't strong enough?
Well, I think the risks are that the patient is misunderstood, and there might be even like serious consequences if you don't understand what the patient is trying to say. So I think it's dangerous to have people that don't understand.
What about, how do you see the importance of documentation in home care? If the nurse doesn't have sufficient Finnish skills, do you think it affects the documentation of the care?
Of course it does. And I've seen it in my work a lot of times that the documentation is actually not good at all. And you can't have any idea what's going on or how the patient is feeling or things like this. So it's dangerous.
Yeah. You receive applications from skilled care workers who don't speak fluent Finnish. How often does this happen?
It does happen, and we have lots of nurses that apply to work with us, and I'm pretty sure they are good nurses, but the language skills are not good, or there's none Finnish language skills, so we have to say no. And I think it's pretty sad because there are plenty of good nurses, but it's impossible for them to work, I think, if they can't speak enough fluent Finnish.
At the heart of Aurora are 4 intelligent modules: recruitment, HR, scheduling, and payroll, seamlessly connected through automation and AI. Together, they form a unified system that simplifies operations, saves time, and enhances workforce efficiency. Powered by automation and AI. Automated. Compliance ensured. Aurora makes workforce management smart, flexible, and effortless. Everything connected in one platform. Aurora. Recruitment, HR, scheduling, communication, payroll, and automation. All in one flow.
How can you tell that the language skills are not sufficient? Can you already tell from the application, or do you meet them first to assess the language skills, or how do you know?
Well, actually, it's hard to tell nowadays because we have good translating programs. So sometimes the applications are really good. And then when I reply and ask further questions, I can see that they probably used Google Translate or some other. And sometimes to make sure, I even telephone. And during that phone call, it doesn't take long to understand that the language skills are not good enough.
Yeah, I have a similar experience when I was working as a nursing manager, and we got application from foreign students for summer jobs. And I got the same kind of feeling that the application was written really well. But then I decided maybe I should just call them by telephone. And then when I called them, I could very quickly tell that their Finnish skills are really in
poor,
the elementary level. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really sad. And then I was trying to tell them advice how to improve their Finnish so they could work with us maybe the future time. But then as a manager, how does it feel when an employer applies for the job and then you need to turn them down because of the language skills, when you can still see that they have lots of nursing experience from their home country probably?
It feels bad. It feels bad because, I feel like it's kind of hard to say it the right way because I don't want to sound racist. This is fine line, where you're from, what your color is. It doesn't matter at all. All we are interested is in the language skills and the nursing profession or the skills. But sometimes it's really hard to reply in a way that I don't insult the person, because I know it takes a while to learn a language, and it doesn't make you a poor nurse or a bad person, but you need to somehow manage to say it right without hurting these people. Like their feelings. Yeah.
What kind of approaches you think could be applied to support nurses' Finnish language learning at home care work?
Here in Finland, you mean?
Yeah.
I think the best way to learn the language is to be really intensely work on it, because I think what we do is we start, because we have lots of colleagues that have poor language skills, and what we do, and I do also, we sometimes help them out with English or with whatever language we have, and then it doesn't improve their language skills. It just makes them go through the day and managing without learning anything new. So I think we should really try to keep the language in Finnish. Even if we try to help out and translate, then we go back to Finnish. So let's try to keep the Finnish language.
Yeah, I have heard similar kind of feedback from nursing students in Finland who come from abroad. They say like they would like to have more opportunities to practice Finnish. And then sometimes if you hurry at work, you tell them something in Finnish, they don't understand, then you say the same thing in English or with different language. And then it's like we actually make things worse because they will never get a chance to practice.
Exactly.
So we should have more patience, just try to repeat, say slowly, maybe use different type of words and things like that. Well, Seikku, what would you say to other managers who face similar kind of challenges with the language learning when it seems like they are skilled nurses but they don't speak the language needed? What advice you could give to them?
This is hard because I think the best way to learn Finnish is to use Finnish, but you can't work when you don't have the Finnish skills. So what would be the best is to have a colleague to go with. But this costs money. No manager has the money to say, let's have 2 nurses at the same place. So the other one can learn Finnish and the other one is actually doing the speaking. So I don't know what to do. I don't have any answers. But I would say that all kinds of Finnish courses and material where you have Finnish, English, like basic vocabulary or whatever to support the person, because I think it's not because they don't want to learn Finnish, but it's hard because Finnish language, as we all know, is really hard. Then we have different dialects and people, it's because the written Finnish doesn't even sound like the spoken Finnish, so it's really hard. So we should make it easier for the colleagues to come in and learn the Finnish language. We should have some materials and I don't know, some courses to support the Finnish language.
Yeah, and I think also for the nurses who are struggling to learn Finnish, just keep it up and try to use it and maybe read some material. So you can even watch Finnish TV shows or anything that just surround yourself with the language.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Seikku, Seyran, Pohja.
Thank you.